Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope each and every single one of you is doing alright out there in the world. Gentlemen, it's been 2 days, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the newest Rust skins that are rotated into the Rust store just 2 days ago. This week, it is complete the sets, and I just want to show you this tweet. Here is a little snapshot just to get a good idea of how many sales we had after 24 hours. It's probably not super noticeable because, you know, with so many skins, you can only get the screenshot to a certain size, so I'm sure you can understand that. But if you can see it, it did kind of appear to me that with so many skins being available, not that many skins were bought in total. So just take that into consideration. So as we hop over to here, you will see the current sales. Let's just zoom in a little bit better. Now, I should just quickly reiterate, what you see here is incorrect for the No Mercy Revolver E-Class. SCMM is tracking the No Mercy Revolver that was accepted back in April, right? Let me just quickly point this out. It is tracking the sales of this. It's mistaking what we see here for this. So don't be fooled by that. There's only 58 individual people who bought that revolver. And we can confirm that if we go to the workshop page, which again is also showing the No Mercy Revolver version 2. So to correct that, we go to the No Mercy collection. Scroll down, and what do we see? We have the No Mercy Revolver version 1. The skin creator also acknowledges that the skin was wrongly accepted for the second time and it's been fixed/removed. But what we see here in the bottom right was only 58 individual people bought this skin. If you aren't aware, every time you buy a skin, you automatically become a current subscriber. But you cannot see how many skins each person bought. Now, I will confirm, I am aware that there are people out there who did buy multiples. It does look like we have at least 100 No Mercy E-Class revolvers in existence. The real question is, will they become marketable? Will they become tradable? So I might dedicate a video to that next week when we know the answer to that. And then, you know, from there, we'll figure out how to act upon that, if you know what I mean. So, yep. Just be aware, the easy difference to notice is the version 1 revolver has a black wrap. And then if you look at the likes of the revolver that we had accepted earlier this year, this has a white wrap. So yeah, not too hard to notice. Just look at that right here. The rare one is the one with the black wrap, and the common one is the one with the white wrap. Sounds good? Awesome. So yeah, if you happen to own one of these, don't rush into selling it. Hold on to it. Let's see how things, you know, turn out next week. And then, yeah, we'll see how that turns out. So, if you aren't fully aware, Face Punch accidentally accepted the version 1 of the No Mercy Revolver when the Rust store rotated just 2 days ago. But early in the year, we had the version 2 accepted. So, once Face Punch realised that was a mistake, they removed it from the Rust store. But for about 10 or so minutes, that revolver was for sale and people did buy it. As I said, 58 individual people did buy it. And now it looks like that potentially could be a very, very rare skin. So like I said, let's just see how it all plays out next week, and then we'll start talking about it then. Sounds good? Let's now start talking about all the other skins that came out in the Rust store these past 2 days. We can take a look at all of their sales, as you can see right here. And we're going to go ahead and try and figure out which of these skins is still potentially looking to be a very nice investment. So, it does look like, based on having tons of skins accepted, so there's 15 skins in this Rust store at the moment, that it does look like it's kind of like stopped a stupid amount of sales happening. We still have some, you know, some clear skins with a lot of interest, but overall, this week, I wouldn't be surprised if you notice some skins have some very low sales, alright? Don't be surprised by that. So let's get started. Let's start talking about the likes of these deplorables that you see right here. Well, actually, no, that's a tool. Hedge, just move on. Right, Constellations Small Box. So the main thing I was talking about this is if we do see a continuation. So first things first, has Cavency responded? Has anyone even asked him, hey, Cavency, are you gonna continue the Constellations collection? And the answer is, no one said anything. So yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up making a whole bunch more. If you are aware, Cavency has a very large and very well-liked deplorable collection called the Outer Planets collection, which you can see there. And then, of course, he started making the Constellations collection towards the end of 2022. Now, we did have a very big gap between the garage door and, of course, this small box. But I do think he will be submitting some more skins soon. However, real quick, I just want to point out, not seeing that many workshop submissions at the moment. Loads of people submitting skins for the charitable Rust competition. I am seeing that, and you should keep an eye on that because there's a lot of interesting things being uploaded. But as of now, no like noticeable uploads. So bit awkward, bit awkward. Listen, I said this during the predictions video. I have sat here and I've looked at all of the small boxes at the very beginning of this year, and I saw every single one of them in the positive. Right now, if you looked at the likes of all the skins that came out in 2022, you probably wouldn't believe that. But I looked at it, I saw it. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens all over again. So look at it. Look at this right now. You notice quite a lot of them are in the negative. Again, I still reiterate, wouldn't be surprised if we see all of these in the positive. Now, they might not be ridiculously above their Rust store prices. True. But with the likes of this, a small box that glows in the dark, that is also part of an established deplorable collection, and very likely we'll be seeing some more deplorable skins being made and possibly accepted, I feel like it's in a perfectly fine position. So, I am looking at that still with positive eyes. It's also abnormal. Don't need to rush into buying it. Abnormal barders first, look at the barter support afterwards, then make the decision. Sounds good? So, yeah, we're not rushing to buying that. We're going to play it smart. But remember what I say, if you happen to like any of these skins, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators. But if we're going to play it with the financial perspective, we've got to take it slower, we've got to, use whatever time we have to our advantage, we've got to keep an eye on the workshop, and then we'll make a smarter decision on how we're going to approach it. Sounds good? Right then, let's move on. Toy Jackhammer. So, I have reason to believe a lot of people do like this. It's the second best selling skin of the week. It's a goofy, colourful design. Well, most jackhammers do tend to work out quite alright. That's another thing that we did mention. So let me just close that as well. All the jackhammer skins, as you can see right here, most of them are. Oh wow, they got back down in price. But you know what? They're not like completely out of it. They're not like destroyed, ruined. There's only like 2 or 3 maybe below their Rust store price. Oh, I don't have this turned on. Oops. Should I have that prepared? Stupid Hedge. Right, there you go. This should be working perfectly fine now. So we can get a good idea of what this looks like in dollars. So if this sold for $1.99, right now you got 2 free skins below $2. So when you look at it like that, there's no resistance. It's just 11114, 11112, 11112, 111. There's hardly anything there. If this had a sudden surge in demand, that could easily shoot up in price. That could easily become a whole lot more profitable. Then we'll look at the likes of the Jackhammer from hell, and it's probably the exact same thing. This sold for $2.49, right? $2.38, $2.47, $2.49. Yeah, okay, so let's just remind ourselves, yes, it sold for $2.49. So yeah, okay, you got a few skins there below the Rust store price. After that, hardly any resistance. Again, if there was a surge in demand, that could easily go up in price. So I do stick with my point. Jackhammers, overall, do tend to be fairly reliable investments. At the very least, I would expect the likes of this toy jackhammer to retain its value. Now, this isn't abnormal. However, I did stick with this point. If you honestly do look at this and think, you know what, I do feel for a very long time that's probably going to be sitting at around $2, maybe just slightly above, then why not just consider doing like a $1.50 buy order? Jackhammers do look like they do quite alright. And when they do bad, it only looks like it's going down by a fair bit, like at most maybe 10% down. That's not that bad. So during the good times, I think they will be going up in price. I think they will be going up in demand. And I do feel like around post-Christmas time, that probably will be very much used and very much wanted. So, yeah, I had a bit of a weird word choice there, but you get what I mean. I'm pretty sure that will be going up in demand, as time goes on. So, yep. Also, another thing, we hardly ever see Jackhammer skins being accepted, so all the better for it. So, yeah, we will just have to wait and see how many sales we have. We'll look at this on Wednesday night, and we'll figure out what prices we might want to offer for that. But again, I'm still looking at this with some positivity. It's still looking perfectly reasonably fine. Then we have the bombing armored door. Same thing as the Constellations Small Box. We were hoping to see if someone was going to ask, hey, are you going to turn this into a deplorable collection? No one asked. No one asked. But then again, it kind of doesn't surprise me because all of these skins have been in the workshop for ages. So, it's not going to be like people are constantly looking at these workshop pages. Mr. Andre, he potentially might return to this collection. He potentially might be making some more skins for it. Hopefully more deplorable skins. But just be aware, he hasn't made a bombing skin in about 2 years. So maybe this does reinvigorate his motivation to make some more skins for this collection. Fingers crossed. But I must reiterate, it's been 2 years. As you can see right here, 2 years since he last made a bombing skin. So maybe it might work out. Maybe he just makes a version 2 of the sleeping bag. Actually, no, he's already got a sleeping bag. Don't worry about that. Maybe we'll see a small box, a large box, maybe some doors, a furnace. Who knows? Who knows? But we probably could potentially see some more out of this. And with that, it's probably in a good position. Also, this year, we've hardly seen any armored door skins. So that's also another positive to kind of take into consideration. It's only got 11,000 sales after 2 days. This is probably going to end up with about 20,000 sales. That would most likely mean this will be the lowest selling armored door skin out of all of this year. Will we potentially see another armored door skin at some point this year? I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be attempts around Halloween, Christmas. So I think we'll probably end up with around 6 armored door skins by the end of the year. A lot less compared to last year. But in terms of usage and whatnot, will this still be favourable in terms of its design? I think it looks really nice. I think Hardray did a very nice job with this, and I think a lot of people will appreciate it. So, as time goes on, in the long term, I do feel like this will be working out quite alright. So, this is also abnormal. Don't need to rush into buying it. We could do our abnormal barters first, then we can look at the barter support afterwards, then we can make the decision whether or not we want to jump in and buy it. I'm basically going to be reiterating a lot of things that I mentioned in my predictions video. It's not too hard to understand, but things are still looking perfectly fine for the likes of this and this. Hopefully we do see continuations happening in the near future. We'll just have to wait and see. Cold Hunter M249. So this is mainly a problem with the M249 itself. How often are you, yes you, using this? What's the gun demand like? You probably don't manage to actually get hold of this that much. Maybe if you're in a big clan, it's pretty easy. Maybe as a solo, it hardly ever happens. It's not looking good. You know, even the Redemption M249, Redemption Collection, very in demand at the moment, but only the Redemption M249 is the one that's in the negative. That, you know, that shows something. I could prove that to you. Let's just go to last week. Take a look. By the way, that MP5 is doing wonderful. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. So if we look at the Redemption Collection, only the M249 is in the negative. So that should probably be fairly easy to kind of illustrate that M249 skins don't really do a very good job retaining their value. So back over to here. Yep, even the likes of the Black Gold M249 is only barely retaining its value. Quite a lot of these are in the negative. The older ones are doing alright, but they're old. So yeah, Cold Hunter M249 looks quite alright. Perfectly nice addition for the Cold Hunter collection. But I'm not holding my hopes up for it. I think I'll be doing a lower price buy order. So that's selling for $3.49. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if it ends up below $2. But I did point this out. Every year, usually during November into December, we tend to see the Cold Hunter collection getting bought out. Kind of in theme with the winter month, Christmas and whatnot. You tend to see this whole collection spike in demand, spike in price. Could we see the exact same thing happening to the likes of the M249? We were questioning this exact same thing last year when we looked at the Cold Hunter double barrel shotgun. That sold for $2.49. After a while, it did go below its retail price. But what happened? How did this behave over the course of post-Christmas? So, as I have said, this is currently selling for about $2. But what's its history like? It reached a high point right here at about $2.50. So, yeah, probably not as good as you might have imagined. So, maybe things might not be super perfect for this. Maybe we just need to stick with the fact that it's an abnormal skin. We should approach this slowly. Do abnormal barters first. Look at the barter support afterwards. Then make the decision on what you're going to do next. But honestly, wouldn't be surprised if that ends up going below $2. So, we're going to leave it at that. Wooden door from hell. So, it's quite unfortunate that this happened to come out literally 2 weeks after this. Unlucky El Diablo wooden door, but like, come on now, that's not fair. But yeah, they're very similar in terms of design. And, well, you know what? El Diablo wooden door, you're basically the exact same thing. A higher price wooden door skin that glows in the dark and has like the pentagram and whatnot. That's now below That's now gone down 56%. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something very similar happen to the likes of this from Hell Collection. It's very unfortunate, isn't it? But it is what it is. So, yeah, wooden doors, not very reliable investments. That shouldn't be too hard to illustrate, get across to you. As you can see, the vast majority of these, not looking good. You got to question yourself, how often are you actually using your wooden doors? And then you might realise, well, probably not that much. So then also take this into consideration. How much of a justification is there to want to use a skin for a wooden door if you're not really using your wooden door that much? Now, it makes sense. So, yeah, it's not too surprising to realise why a lot of these wooden door skins don't work out very well. And I don't think the likes of this wooden door from Hell is going to be going above its rust door price. Maybe as time goes on, several years later. But, no. It is a part of a very, very well established and very well liked collection. But even then, during the year, most of these from Hell skins suffer. That's a weird pattern that I keep pointing out all the time. But when we hit around post-Christmas, they all kind of go up in demand, their prices go back up. Things look pretty good for them right around then. I'm not sure if the wooden door is going to be going back up to about $3.49. It wouldn't surprise me if this goes down to about like $1.50. So it's abnormal. Don't need to worry about buying it now. We'll do our barders first. Then we'll look at it afterwards. Then we will look at it afterwards. And then we'll make a decision. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that goes down fairly cheap. So I've given you the heads up. Now, Fireflies Furnace. This actually kind of caused some of the other Firefly skins to go up in price. I didn't realise. I should have checked. But that sheet metal door, that went up in demand. That went up in price. This double door's looking a whole lot better recently. And the sleeping bag, it's doing better. It's doing better. But yeah, if I just quickly show you this. When we see a new deplorable being accepted in a deplorable collection, we tend to see a spike in demand and a spike in price. Wow. So, yeah, I sort of feel mine for a nice bit of a profit. But overall, it's only just about gone back up to its rust door price. So, anyway. With this Fireflies Furnace, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Zinc probably goes back to it and adds some more skins. As you can see, there's renewed interest into it. People jumped back in and bought out some of the skins. Mr. Zinc, honestly, you're in a prime position right now to go ahead and maybe make like a garage door or a sheet metal door. Actually, no, that's already a metal door. Come on, Hedge. An armored door, maybe. You could go ahead and maybe make a rug. A rug would be awesome. Yep, that would be nice. You could cover your entire base. I mean, it'll glow in the dark, but screw it. Let's have a rug that's got all of this like moss and foliage all over it, all the leaves and whatnot. And then we can still cover our base. And yes, at night, it'll look like it's all covered in fireflies and whatnot. That'd actually look pretty cool. You know what? Consider doing that. A rug of that would be actually pretty nice. So, in the future, will we see some more firefly skins being made and accepted? I wouldn't rule it out. Has it been asked? Let's go take a look. Workshop? Comments? Has anyone asked him? No. Well, you know what? At some point in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more Firefly skins, and I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see some more being accepted. Best of luck to you, Mr. Zinc, and consider doing that rug idea. I think a lot of people would appreciate that. Now we have the... basically, yeah, this is abnormal. Bilders first, blah, 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 you get the idea. I am still a little bit cautious with furnaces. How many furnaces have we had in the past month? Like 5? It's ridiculous, isn't it? So, as we see, all the most recent furnaces that we've had... Take your time, SCMM. Don't worry, it's not like I'm currently doing a video right now. What's going on? Don't break on me now. No, refresh. Actually, would refreshing right now be a good idea? No, stop that, stop that. Okay. Duplicate, see if that works, and then we'll have to take a look at it afterwards. But, you know, over the past few weeks, we've had several furnace skins, and I don't think they're doing super great at the moment. SCMM seems to be having a bit of a hiccup, so I probably will just have to just kind of, like, talk more rather than show you things. Also, sorry about this. My nose has been a little bit weird. It's a little bit agitated, so... I don't know. It's weird. Why is it always when I do the 48-hour analysis, I never know. Right. Azul L96. Very nice to see a continuation of this collection. Azul has been around for several years. Very nice to see a new skin being accepted. We always usually see... I can't show it, can I? Duh. Well, let me just put it this way. L96 skins, unfortunately, they don't tend to be very good investments. it's a situation like the M249. How often are you actually using the L96 itself? And then also take into consideration, does that justify wanting to have a skin to use on it? And now you see there's potential problems. So with the likes of that, even though it's a nice looking skin, out of all the L96 skins, there's only like 3 of them that are currently in the positive, 3 of them that are actually like selling for a fairly decent price. So with the likes of that, I am not super confident. It's also not abnormal. This actually might potentially be like a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. Even though it's got a pretty cool looking pattern and design and it is part of a very nice collection, it unfortunately has problems with gun demand. And with that, it might be a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. So we'll leave it for now. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, it's a good thing I stopped myself from refreshing. So hopefully that fixes itself. But we can still talk. We can still explain things and whatnot. I can use the workshop to give me a good idea of like sales and whatnot. So anyway, Cybercode Thompson. So last week, we quite literally had that Panther Thompson. That did about 12,000 sales after a whole week. This Cybercode Thompson, 8,000 sales already. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if this does about 15,000 sales. The average amount of sales that we've seen with Thompsons this year. I know we've had a lot of Thompsons this year compared to the previous year and the year before that. And we've also had some Thompsons given away for free during the recent Twitch events. I still think Thompsons are still okay to put your money towards. At the very least, will they retain their value? Yes. Will they potentially go up in price very highly like they did last year? There are no guarantees. I'm hopeful that it does happen, but yeah, again, awkwardness. But in terms of gun demand, loads of people using Thompsons. It's one of the top 3 most used weapons in the game, according to statistics. AK-47, the SAR, and of course, the Thompson. So, with its reliable ability to, get all the resources for it, to easily make them and whatnot, Thompsons do get used quite a lot, and therefore there is a justification to keep wanting to use skins for it and whatnot, and therefore the skins tend to hold their value very nicely. When we hit around post-Christmas time, we usually see most of the Thompsons get bought out, and I've said this so many times. Go take a look at the Steam market, go look at all of the Thompson skins, and very weirdly, the vast majority of them have less than 100 quantity. Now, by default, every Rust skin on the Steam market would usually have around 100 quantity on average. Why is it, with all these Thompson skins, so many of them have low quantity? I do not know. But with that, because there's hardly any quantity, when loads of people return to play the game, and when loads of people obviously using their AK-47s, their SARs and their Thompsons, they're going to want to use skins for them. So you see a lot of people buy out skins, and because they have such low quantities, they easily go up in price. There's no stock, so it all gets bought out. So, for example, we've got the Tier 3 Thompson right here. That came out this year. And as we take a look at it, what you see here is only 35 quantity. Lowest price is $1.91. Well, let's say, what happens if about 15 of them sell? Well, 1, 1, 5, 10, 15. Suddenly it's about $2.50. What happens if another 10 sell? Suddenly it's above $3.50. Do you see that? Do you see how easy it was to go up in price very nicely? Guys, it really does look like a lot of these Thompson skins will be going up in price very nicely around post-Christmas when a whole lot more people play the game. So take that into consideration. Things are looking pretty good for the future. Things are looking pretty good for post-Christmas. Things are still looking somewhat okay for Thompsons. But at the moment, for the next few months, they're probably only going to retain their value. It's a long-term investment. But Christmas is only getting closer and closer, so it's time to weigh up those options. You know what? You probably don't need to jump into buying Thompsons right now, or buy ordering them. You could just probably wait until maybe, I don't know, the very end of October. Grab a whole bunch then, wait it out for another month, sell them around December time. Suddenly, you're making a whole bunch of money, a very easy profit. It's an option. But yeah, Cybercode Thompson... Cybercode collection itself isn't exactly doing super great. Come on, Rusty, man, work, please. It's not then the Cybercode collection in itself isn't exactly changing the world. It's not like selling crazily and whatnot. That Cybercode Thompson, I can't sit there and say it's probably going to be the most in-demand Thompson out of all of them. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Redemption one. But yeah, out of this year's batch of Thompsons, I mean, it's going to be there, but it still most likely will be retaining its value. So it's fine. It's fine for what it is. It can be something you put your money towards. I just kind of wouldn't be surprised if it goes down below its rust or price a little bit this year. But again, at the very end of this year, should be fine. Should be going up in price. Should be doing good then. But yeah, that's 4 months' time. Can you wait that long? We'll leave it at that. So, Legendary Chestplate. The very first thing that I remembered when I looked at this was... Do you remember the tempered face mask and the tempered chestplate situation? Tempered face mask only has about 700 quantity in circulation. That came out 6 years ago. 5 years later, from there, last year, we saw the tempered chestplate being accepted. Very nice. Loads of people very happy. They finally had a chestplate to pair up with the face mask. Problem was, 27,000 plus sales happened for that tempered chestplate. Far too many chestplates in comparison to the face mask. And because of that, the chestplate crashed and burned. It sold in the Rust store for $3, and it went all the way down to about $1. Right now, it's currently selling for $1. I can confirm that right now. I'll show it to you. Come on, here we go. So, tempered chestplate. And typical. Come on. Is it space? Is it space? So, chestplate? Is it like that? There we go. Yeah, this is selling for about 90-something cents, which you're going to do quickly. Yep, come on in. So there's 180 quantity in the market, 95 cents. Awkward, awkward, awkward. So yeah, that's probably never going to go back up to its Rust store price. And this was a worry for this, because of course, if you are aware, Legendary Chestplate is a continuation of the Legendary Face Mask, which was accepted 5 years ago. 5 years ago. So, yeah, this went up in price. I can show you that right now. So that went from like $110 up to about $140. Legendary face mask. Here we go. So we did see a spike in demand for this. Yep, it's currently selling for about $150, $160 now. Yep. Cool. Yeah. So, look at that. Look at that. It was already expensive, and now it's even more expensive. Huzzah! Now, you might be wondering, okay, so are there any positives with this? Yes, there is. You should consider that people have asked, are you going to continue the set? Mr. Keke, let's see what the answer is. Thank you all. I will probably try to make a kilt and then continue to see where it goes. So in the future, we very likely might potentially see a kilt to go with this chestplate and go with the face mask. Interesting. A full gold collection. That sounds pretty interesting. Now, will there be a hoodie and pants? I don't know, but with this being a core piece, if we do happen to see more core pieces being accepted, yes, this chestplate could potentially go up in price. So whilst it might be problematic, because we do know that there's about 2,500 legendary gold face masks that exist, at the moment there's 7,500 of these chestplates. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with about 15,000 legendary gold chestplates. Now, I should also point out, take a look at it. No, not that. The chestplate. I wouldn't be surprised if people probably pair this up with other face masks and whatnot. I could see that happening. I think it looks really cool. I think a lot of people would appreciate running around in full gold as a flex. But I will also point this out. I am not 100% sure if it's going to be retaining its value. It's currently selling at $4. It might go down a fair bit. I don't think it's going to crash and burn like the tempered chestplate. And we do have a potential positive of we maybe might see some more legendary clothing and armor skins being made in the future. So if it does 15,000 sales, I think it might only go down to about $3. And if we do see the likes of a kilt being made and potentially accepted, of course it will go back up in price. So yeah, this is definitely a situation where we're going to do our buy orders first. We're going to look at it afterwards, and then we'll make decisions. But honestly, you cannot instantly assume a kilt's going to instantly be accepted. Keke waited a long time for that to be accepted, and that was actually his third attempt. So he made one quite some time back. He made a version 2. I think he made another version 2, but this was the second one that was made, and of course the one that was accepted. So yeah, don't assume it's going to instantly happen. You could, loads of nice things could happen, but loads of nice things also don't happen quite a lot of the time. So, yeah. So, it's a fair bit awkward. But just remember what happened to likes of the tempered chestplate, and then look at this with caution. So, we're definitely probably maybe just going to stick with doing a buy order. And hopefully SCMM can get itself fixed. If it's not, then yeah, I'm just going to have to talk to you like this. El Diablo Sword, we've already talked about this. Salvage swords never retain their value. All of the recent salvage sword skins that we've seen over the past 2 years, whilst they all look nice and whatnot with all their transparency, not a single one retained their value. They all went down by like 40 or 50%, down to around $1. So unfortunately, that El Diablo Sword very likely will be following the same fate. It's going to be a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order, even though it's currently selling for $2 and is abnormal. It don't matter. I still look at that and think, yep, 70 cents, 90 cents. Now we're moving on to the likes of the JPEG Tier 3. So I pointed out the issues with the JPEG collection. We already have all the other core pieces, and at the moment, those core pieces, the ones that already exist, are doing pretty good. So let's go take a look at all of them. JPEG, actually, no, you had to go here, and you had to search for clothing and armor. That's what you got to do, just to get all of these. But yeah, all of them are still doing very nicely. The quantities did get bought out, the prices did go up, and if you happen to still hold onto any of these, maybe now is a good time to consider selling them. I've been selling some stock. I've been making some very nice profits. Let's go see. How many did I sell? I've sold some Renegade chest plates, I've sold some pants, some hoodies. Yeah, now is the time to sell. Because you've had it's working now. Good. Can I click this? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Or do I have to refresh this as well? I might have to refresh this. In fact, there you go. Perfect. Hey, there we are. Ha. So, yes, the hood in your pants spiked up in demand, spiked up in price. The kilt spiked up in demand, spiked up in price. Even the other tier 2 pieces spiked up in demand, spiked up in price. But here's the problem now that we have with the likes of this tier 3. What else is there that could come out that could boost the tier 3? Now you realise the problem. We've already got gloves. Maybe at some point in the future we might see the boots. Cool, nice, it's all good, it's fine. However, I don't really think boots are going to, change the world, make this instantly go up in value. So the main thing that we can be concerned about then is how many sales are we going to end up with in comparison to the hood in the pants and the tier 2. Now, it's a bit of a saving grace that this came out during Complete the Sets with a whole bunch of other skins, because a lot of other skins are taking up all the attention at the moment. This right here, not really getting a big look in at the moment. It's not selling super crazy. But that could also potentially be a blessing, right? I'm looking at this tier 3 armor, and I'm thinking this is going to end up with about 15,000 sales, matching up with the likes of the hoodie and pants. This could potentially mean the likes of the kilt will only become more and more valuable. What does that mean? So basically, with a full set of core pieces, so that would be tier 3 armor with the hoodie and pants and the kilt, whichever piece out of all of them sells the least usually ends up becoming the most valuable, most expensive. We've seen that quite recently with the likes of the Pirate Collection, which I can show you. So do you remember how we had the chest plates selling the least? Even though all of them sold a lot, the chest plate sold a little bit less. And if we take a look at all of the Pirate Collection, look at all the core pieces, you will see that the chest plate's selling at for $3 plus. So yeah, I've hovered over it in the fingerpad. So chest plate's currently selling at $3 plus. All of the other ones are kind of wedged between $1 to $2. Do you see that? So, yeah, that sold the least out of all the core pieces, but it's also now the most expensive. So, yeah, something for you to take into consideration. Maybe the tier 3 might sell less than the hoodie and pants. It should still be okay. But anyway, main thing that we need to consider, how many people are actually using this collection? How many people are actually enjoying it? At the moment, it's got quite a lot of positivity. Things are looking pretty okay for it. I think a lot of people do appreciate the goofy designs that this is, but I'm not confident that these prices are going to be staying forever. So I'm going to sit here and say, if you do happen to own any JPEG clothing and armor skins, I would consider selling now. We might see a nice bump up in value around post-Christmas time, true, but it's more of a gimmick rather than like a skin. It's just all made to look like it's I've forgotten the word. What's the Borderlands style called? Damn it, it's all 2D and flat. So no, it's not. How could I forget that? How could I forget that? Why did I just Google it? Borderlands style is called cell shaded. Oh, mate, honestly. So yeah, It's abnormal. We can use that to our advantage. We could do our builders first, look at it afterwards, then make a decision what we're going to do. But as of now, keep an eye on these sales, see how things play out, and start considering making some sales. Right then. Renegade Kilt. So the Renegade collection did spike up in demand and did spike up in price, and then it went back down again. Yep, the hoodie went up, and then went back down. The pants went up, and then went back down. And then the tier 3 went up, and also went down. So that lasted not very long, did it? I am not as confident in this kilt now. Partly because it's already at 6,000 sales. I reckon we're going to probably end up at about 12,000 sales with this now, which would match up with the likes of the tier 3 armor. But overall, I don't think there's enough interest in this collection. It's nice to see it being somewhat completed. Maybe we will see continuations being made with gloves and boots, maybe some weapons and whatnot. But I'm not as confident as what I was 2 days ago. I looked at this and I said, you know what, guys? Maybe things might work out all right with this if it doesn't sell that much. But with these going up in price and then instantly back down again, I just don't think there's actual interest there. So, again, it could be a risky purchase. It could still potentially work out in the long term. But, yeah, I'm not confident. I'm not as confident or somewhat confident as what I was 2 days ago. So, I'm not looking at that with as much positivity now. Moving on, we got the Phantom boots. I'll be honest with you, I don't think there's anything else for the Phantom collection that'll be accepted anytime soon. Also, in terms of clothing and armor, they've all been accepted now. So I look at these boots and I think I don't know what to suggest. There's only so many boots. How many boot skins do we have in total? Let's find out. Wow, there's 56. So let's just kind of look at all the ones that came out somewhat recently. 0%, down 16, up 4, down 32. Well, that's definitely positive. Well, the vast majority of them are in the positive. What I should also do is see how many sales we've seen recently. So almost 15,000, 120,000, 22,000 and 40,000. At the moment, this has 6,000. This is probably going to end up with about 10 to 12,000 sales. It's abnormal. Maybe $1 or something. Like, again, because it's got hardly any sales, it might work out very nicely for it. They're pretty cool looking. I will give it that. But they're probably only good with the, Phantom collection. So, yeah, it's abnormal. Don't need to rush into it. We can take our time. And then the Frog Club. Honestly, this is very goofy. The GIF here made me laugh. Yeah, honestly, I've just look at all of the bone clubs that have come out. You notice every single one of them is in the negative except a couple. So, yep, negative, slightly in the positive. Negative. Oh, actually, no, that's we don't know. And then we have Little Friend, which was manipulated. So yeah, he's expensive simply because. So yeah, how often are you even using a bone club? Maybe when you're role playing. Other than that, I don't think so. Also, it's quite funny. The face is facing the wrong way. So yeah, fair bit awkward, but yeah, maybe things will work out quite alright for all of this. But in the recent TGG video, apparently all the rust stores potentially for the rest of this month are going to be larger as a bit of a test. So maybe we're going to be seeing 10 plus skins accepted every week for the next few weeks. Like we've got 3 more rust stores this August. And another thing that I wouldn't be surprised about, I reckon we're going to still see some old picks. I reckon. You know how all of these skins were, of course, from the past? They've all been in the workshop for months, maybe even a couple of years for some of them. I wouldn't be surprised if we still see some random old picks, like extra late, being accepted for the next few rust stores. So keep an eye out for that. But if we keep having very large rust stores, does this mean we're going to see a lot less sales overall? That might be something that happens. But maybe it might work out all right for all of them. If they don't sell ridiculous numbers, you would then assume, well, that means a lot less of these have been bought in excess. So that does sound better, doesn't it? We shall see. So yeah. Just kind of be patient, see how it all turns out. Now, I guess we could probably take a look at the previous week's Rust stores. I made a bit of a fuss talking about this MP5 earlier, and I also made a tweet about it. So if I go back over to here, if I go to my main Twitter, which you can see in the description of this video, I made a bit of a fuss about this last night. Guys, the Redemption MP5 is looking very strong in the market. If you watched the Abnormal Builder video, you would have seen yourself that this already, when we did the builders, looked super strong. It definitely looked like a skin you could buy on the first day. Did you? Because if we go take a look at it right now, you will see that this is currently selling for around $4.70. Yep. There's only 74 on the market. It's got builders going all the way up to $4. But guys, hear me out. Not everybody who bought this is able to sell this currently. Please take that into consideration. Not everyone who bought this last week can sell this yet. You have to wait at least 2 weeks to then look at a skin and then judge it. Because some people who might have bought this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday still cannot sell this. Wait until everybody is able to sell theirs and then judge it. You might see a whole lot more quantity on the Steam market. You might see the price has gone down a fair bit. You might see some of the builders have disappeared. But only then can you truly judge it. So things might look super great right now, but you might end up seeing a whole lot more quantity appearing over the course of the next few days. So still, as of now, looking very good. Keep up the good work there, Mr. MP5. And then you got the likes of the Capybara Door still doing reasonably okay. Sapnana, not the best, unfortunate. Panther Thompson going down a little bit. The tools. Yes, we did question these tools, didn't we? They didn't sell that much. And apparently, right now, they're doing pretty good. Come on, work. So only 14 on the market. $2.20. Hardly any on there. Builders only went up to about $1. But remember what I said. When a skin sells hardly any during a rust store, or rather, more specifically, the skins that sell the least during a week tend to be the most vulnerable to potentially being manipulated. With hardly any stock on the Steam market at the moment, it wouldn't surprise me if these do get attacked at some point down the line. Maybe not next week, maybe not next month, maybe not this year, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does eventually happen. So keep an eye out on these. Maybe consider doing a little bit of a higher buy order on them. See what happens out with that. But other than that, it is what it is. UAP Furnace already down by 46%, and now you understand why I'm cautious with furnaces. Emojis AR already down by 29%, and now you understand why I'm so cautious with AK-47 skins. And yeah, the week before this, how are things looking? Abyss collection going ever so down slightly a little bit. Still hoping to see a continuation of the Abyss skins from Little Ranger, hopefully this weekend. Again, you've got to keep an eye on the workshop. And yeah, pirate gloves are doing better now. I made a video about this last week. We had a big fat... Oh god, wait, hang on a minute. Are they back? What's all this? Right, so if you've noticed that the pirate gloves have a very big fat quantity again, just know they're all around $2.50. So right now, $1.41, but this big fat chunk of stock starts at $2.30. So yeah, don't be worried about that. Things are still looking somewhat okay for the pirate gloves. And again, for the whole pirate collection, it's all about the long term. How are these skins going to look when we hit post-Christmas time? Will they suddenly all get bought out and then suddenly elevate to a higher level, a higher price? Hopefully, but we shall see. There was a ridiculous amount of sales, but there's clearly also a ridiculous amount of demand. So we'll see how all that turns out. The melted cheese door down by 52%. Unlucky. The MP Nana, $4. What's going on? Hold up. So this did like 12,000 sales, which I wouldn't really sit there and say is a very low number, but what is going on here? Seems SMM's kind of a bit weird. Maybe someone just literally did a buyout. That actually does look like that's happened. So hardly any stock. Weird price amounts. Yeah, I think someone just came in and did a buy. Yeah, look at that. Someone bought 10. Maybe it was that right there. Probably. I don't know. There's some weird things going on with this. And unfortunately, that door's not looking too good because, of course, we just literally had another door that is pretty much the exact same style, but part of a bigger collection. So, oof. That sleeping bag not looking the best. Oof. AK-47s. Oof. So, yeah. And then July 20. Oh, no, that rug's not looking too good. The bolt-action rifle's doing pretty okay. Concentric, I don't think we're going to be seeing any more concentric, so I think other people have realised. Unlucky. You never know. Maybe in the future, concentric and complete the sets 2024. So yeah, that looked like a bit of a rough week. And then July 13, a little bit better, you know, pirate collection. We're still hoping to see some more porcelain deplorables, hopefully next week or the week after. The rug, the sheet metal door, fingers crossed. And then deep sea week, how are these still looking? The rug's still doing all right. The double doors, still perfectly fine. Everything else, So, yeah, that's basically everything covered. I should also point out one more thing, back over to here, to my YouTube. Did you see this new video that I uploaded? Faceponts wants you to suggest who deserves a Rust Twitch drop. It's only 6 minutes long. Please consider giving this a watch. Basically, earlier this week, one of the devs kind of asked, hey guys, who do you reckon deserves to receive a Rust Twitch drop who hasn't yet received one? So think about all the people who make content on YouTube, who stream Rust on the likes of Twitch and Kick and YouTube as well. People who make funny, goofy TikTok videos or helpful TikTok videos. Consider all of the people out there that are putting out good content. Go to, it's right here. Go to the tweet right here and start throwing out your suggestions to Alistair McFarlane. And maybe, just maybe, at some point you might see those people actually getting a skin given to them or made, and then they're the next people who has the next Rust skin drops in the future for a future Twitch event. Sounds good? Sorry, I'm mumbling a fair bit now, but you get the idea. So please consider giving this video a watch, and yeah, it's all good. And if you're wondering why are there so many Water Fiend skins that are being uploaded at the moment? If you go to Browse, click Collections, scroll down, you'll see that Charitable Rust is back. So, where are we? Charitable Rust 2023 Twitch Drops Contest. And yep, these skins that we're seeing being uploaded are all being put towards this contest because in October, we are seeing the return of Charitable Rust. And they're all trying their best to see if they can get their skins accepted as a future Twitch drop when this event happens. And all skins should be submitted by August 29th, so when that happens, we'll probably take a look at all of them. You get the idea. So, guys, did you buy any skins this week? Are you looking forward to some more random potential late picks over the course of the rest of this month? Feel free to comment. And if you did buy one of these revolvers, don't rush into selling it. Take your time. I know this was a bigger video this week, but there's a lot more skins to talk about, wasn't there? So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And, best of luck with investing and whatnot. And please do not forget, keep an eye on the workshop. You can keep a look at that. But I meant the skins. The skins! Look at the skins! Thank you. See you later, and goodbye.